Hello, I'm Atsushi Fukuda. I'm in Graduate School of System Design, Tokyo Metropolitan University, and I'd like to present this research titled Onomatanji Play, a game experience with a tangibly auditory user interface created by representing game effects with a real-world sound source. Since the advent of augmented reality, video game representations have been extended beyond the display. Many studies have used real objects to assist in the presentation of visual and haptic information, creating video games that integrate with reality. Researchers often use tangible UIs as a method to enhance the presentation of visual and haptic information. However, they commonly use speakers to present auditory information, and tangible UIs that deal with real objects have few applications, except for some music applications. In the field of music, there is much research on the representation of tangible sounds. In this study, we apply such approach to interaction design in video games. We developed a device that presents game sound effects using real object sound sources. By assigning a real object sound source to each of the game sound effects, not only can auditory information be presented instead of speakers, but also a tangible UI can be realized where the user can access the video game by touching the sound source. Onomatanji Play is a gaming experience that applies the device. Onomatanji Play is a word coined from the words onomatopoeia, tangibles, and play. In this way, when the player walks, the device makes footsteps in the real world. If the player walks while holding down the device, no footsteps will be heard and the player will be able to sneak around. When the device is tapped to reproduce the sound of footsteps, the player steps on the spot. We have created a minigame that takes advantage of this new gaming experience. One is a game of catching an object. The object reacts to the sound of footsteps and runs away. So the player needs to approach it without making any sound. However, there is a time limit. To catch them in a hurry, you have to run and you have to make footsteps. You play by manipulating the device while balancing the two. The other is a game where you try to reach the goal without being spotted by the enemy. Enemies react to the sound of footsteps and approach, so the player needs to walk past them without making a sound. The player can create a diversion for the enemy by making footsteps to create an easy path. In this study, the only TAUI we are able to use with the video game was footsteps. To increase the variety of sound effects in the future, we would like to consider ways to make sounds other than by tapping and ways to detect sounds other than by vibration sensors. As for the user experience, there is a problem that both hands are occupied because the keys and TAUIs are operated at the same time in the current situation. It is considered that the difficulty of the game experience increases when multiple TAUIs are used. We would also like to conduct user interviews because we need to verify the validity of TAUI and game interaction. Thank you for your time.